I've been poking a bit around in the database of Attila, because some units do far better than their unit cards, their stats would suggest. I will jump right into it. I've found out why with most of the units. The UR warriors and the chosen UR warriors have a hefty melee damage of 50. They don't have a bonus against infantry on the unit cards. They have a low missile block chance. They have a very high melee attack. Their weapon damage is 10 armor penetrating and 40 base. Now these UR warriors use a weapon called a Conda. The Conda comes with a bonus of 20 against infantry. So the reason why these UR warriors are the URs are some of the most cost-effective infantry in the game against other infantry. They will die to enemy. Cavalry, of course, and to missiles. But the reason why they do so well against infantry is because of that 20 bonus that gets stacked on top of melee damage. So these guys are in essence wielding a two-handed axe in melee against infantry. You can see on their unit cards they have a good attack against infantry, but when you then go into the encyclopedia, it doesn't exactly tell you their bonuses against infantry, because they do have a 20 bonus. It's not on the unit cards. They are not alone in having this. The Nordic units, the Nordic raid leader, and this goes for all the Nordic factions, by the way. It's not just limited to the faction I'm looking at now, which is the Danes. It's true for all Nordic units that use the Dane axe, the two-handed axe. The two-handed axe comes with a 20 bonus against infantry. Now here you can see attack against infantry 2. They don't have a bonus of 2 versus infantry, they have a bonus of 20 versus infantry. The same goes for the Nordic raid leader. But the thing is, the problem with these axe units is that although their melee damage is massive, they don't have shields, they don't have armor, and in terms of staying power they are outperformed by the UR warriors. We also have some from the Jutes. We also have the Royal Huscarls and the Huscarls. They also have the 20 bonus against infantry due to using the Dane axe. And for the Eastern Roman Empire we also have the Heterea guards. They also use the Dane axe. Now other axe units also have a bonus versus infantry. The axe hairband, the Francesca hairband, and any unit that throws axes. So axes are going to have missile damage of 100. All of it's going to be AP, these throwing axes. But these units also have standard throwing axes, have a bonus of 15 versus infantry. While Francesca throwing axes, like those thrown by the Francesca hairband, they have a 25 bonus against infantry. If you're able to get a volley off, or 2 volleys off, into the backs of engaged enemy infantry, GG. The damage done can be absolutely ridiculous, but the accuracy isn't the best on these thrown axes. Now, one of the reasons why the Tagmata cavalry is so powerful is because it's the only cavalry unit that has a heavy spear with a 30 bonus against large. This actually shows up in the encyclopedia as 30 attack against cavalry. Now there is one other unit available in multiplayer that has the same bonus against large, and this also has the best missile and melee attack available against, the best bonus against cavalry. This is why these Frankish skirmishers are so expensive. If you look at their standard shot here, their javelins, they have a 30 bonus versus cavalry and a 30 bonus versus elephants. They also wield in combat spears that have a 30 bonus against cavalry. The problem with these guys, of course, is that they get absolutely wrecked with their low armor and very low melee attack, but even so, when they've used their ammunition, don't be afraid to send them in to engagements with enemy with enemy cavalry. They can do a lot of work then, and they can do a lot of work with their javelins, so they can be a nasty surprise for an opponent that doesn't know that the bonus exists. We also have, for the Sassanid Empire, we have a few units that also have bonuses against infantry that are not apparent on the unit cards themselves. The Persian nobles have a bonus against infantry. The Sogdian warriors have a bonus against infantry. They are using clubs, so clubs are going to damage infantry more. The same with the Royal Persian archers. The reason why they have 25 melee damage instead of 40, like these units here, is because they wield clubs. The same is true for the, let's see here if we can find them, the Naft throwers of all things. They also wield the clubs. They have a very high melee attack. If this unit was bigger, it would be ridiculous, because they have clubs, they have 65 melee attack, but of course, being such a small unit, they really struggle to pile on the hurt. And elephants also have a very 50 bonus against large, but it doesn't seem to help them much. They get wrecked by cavalry. Anyway, quite a few of these camel units, these Sogdian camel raiders, also have a very good attack against enemy infantry, but they underperform due to being so expensive. Very hard to make them cost effective. So there you have it, quite a few units that have stats that make them more effective than their unit cards and the info in the encyclopedia would suggest. In my opinion, it's fairly problematic the way stats are treated. Like, you can't see range very easily, and a lot of the stats just plain aren't available in the game. You have to go outside the game to find out things like that the Uars have a 20 bonus against infantry. That is absolutely insane. A 20 bonus together with 50 melee damage and 10 AP is just ridiculous for the price. So the reason why two-handed axes, like the ones wielded by the Nordic raid leaders, outperform the single-handed axes, like these used by the Viking captain, mainly because of the 20 bonus against infantry. So there's a lot of balancing potential in looking at how much precursor ammo there is for the different units, which weapons are wielded by the different units, and at this point in time, at release, it doesn't seem to me like these things have been tested very thoroughly, and it's too bad that the information isn't readily available. Strength and honor.